Are those final boxes? I want probably 3 more. Thank you. Thank you.
Check. Hey, 1 2 1 2. Hey, hey, 1 2. Check 1 2. Hey, 1 2 3 4 5 6. Check 1 2. Hey. Try this one here. I don't know. That one got plugged back in. Hey, hey, hey. Check 1 2. Hey. Hey, hey, hey. 1 2 3 4. Hey, hey. Check 1 2. Hey.
Welcome, everyone, to the Phillips 66 Big 12 Women's Basketball Tournament. Most of you have been here before, but just a few reminders for those who are joining us for the first time. We'll be joined momentarily by TCU head coach and athletes, followed by Kansas State. Make sure your devices are turned off, and when you want to ask a question, raise your hand. We'll get a microphone over to you. Identify who you'd like to answer the question, and if you think about it, your name and organization. Thank you. Hi, we're joined by TCU head coach Mark Campbell, student athletes Marta Suarez and Veronica Sheffy. Coach, you could start us off with a couple of comments on the game, please.
First of all, just want to give a shout out to Kansas State and the magical run that they have had in this tournament. They are really hard to guard, and they're playing just so well offensively in the way they share the ball. And that group we played them a year ago, 2025, and to see they're a whole different ball club than last time. So they deserve a ton of credit for playing the way they have. But this felt like a game in Manhattan. Gosh dang, they had a great crowd, great environment. That was really fun. But that's what the Big 12 Conference, the fan bases that we have here are elite. The support that we have here is elite. What an awesome semifinal game. And it took us a half to kind of get our legs under us, to get into a good rhythm. They sped us up in the first half and made us a little bit uncomfortable, forced us into some turnovers. And this group at halftime, they've done it all year, got in there and took a deep breath and came out in the second half and really played well on both sides of the basketball. And I thought Marta, we had to go small ball because of the lineup they were using. And, I mean, Marta almost played a whole game as a 5. And then we had huge minutes. Ronnie was incredible off the bench and gave us 20 good minutes. I thought Clara Bellafield gave us 10 really important minutes. And our team's so unique that we're versatile. We can play big. We can play small. We can play fast. We can play slow. And so it's just this group's so special and so proud of them. That was an incredible win. This group is hard to kill. They're old, they're vets, and they're tough as heck. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions.
Okay, right over here on the left.
Mark, Olivia picked up 3 fouls early in the game, and then going into halftime. What was your message to her, knowing that she had to play smart, and not play so physical coming out after halftime?
Well, if you watched us much this year, I don't worry about fouls. I play the kids. If they foul out, they foul out. I do think when she got her 4th foul, I think I gave her a good 60-second rest before he put her back in. At this point in the season, I trust my players, and I want to go down swinging. And sometimes when kids get in foul trouble, you sit them out for a long stretch, and you lose momentum, and they lose the flow. But Liv's played so much college basketball. The kid's so smart and such a savvy vet that I trust her. And she did great. She played the last 9 minutes of the 4th quarter with 4 fouls and helped lead us to a win.
Okay. Front right.
A question for Mark. I think that's at the 7-minute mark, she went out with her 3rd foul. I'm not sure Olivia sat for 7 minutes in the game to see just how important was that stretch. You guys only going I think, down 2 into halftime.
Yeah, we trimmed her minutes. I agree. I think she averages about 37 minutes, and we got her down to about 33 tonight. She'll feel rested tomorrow. There's not a stress because when you come watch the second unit every day in practice go against the first unit, it's freaking battles. What Ronnie did today is what Ronnie does every day against the first group. And so behind closed doors in practice, we have a really good basketball team with a bunch of really good players. One of the problems we have is we're talented, and not everybody gets to play the role they want or get the minutes they want. But to put Ronnie in there for 20 minutes in the semifinal game in this environment and know that she's going to hoop and do what she does, her teammates believe in her, our staff believes in her, but that's this group. We got a special village.
Okay, on our left in the center.
Thank you. Marta, this is for you. Can you talk about, Coach was saying, your versatility with this team and what you've been able to do all this season in terms of expanding your game. Can you talk about what it's meant to you playing for TCU this year in terms of how you've grown both this year and how that's going to help you going on to a professional career?
That's a great question. I think that's reflecting on the whole season and my whole just path at TCU. It's been just an honor, and how even from my visit, like I remember he just threw so much confidence in me, more than other coaches had in my career, and we hadn't even played together yet. So that just pushed me to work harder. That pushed me to have a great summer. He kept pushing me during the season to keep growing as a player, and then I have a bunch of great teammates and great relationship that the same way they trust my game. They trust me to do what I like to do, which is just a little bit of everything. And then I think it helps the team. You know, we have a lot of tools. We have a lot of shooters. So we open the court. We have a playmaker like Olivia Miles. So just kind of like trying to use my versatility to create for everybody and see what other teams are going to do.
A question for Veronica. You started the last 2 years, started over 60 games. What is it about TCU, this culture, this team, that's made it so easy for you to buy into the role you have on this team?
Like Coach said, we have a lot of talent on this team, and so this year has been just a growth year for me. Even though I'm a senior, I've had to grow in different ways that I haven't in the past, and so having the kind of players and coaches I do around me made me step into this game and play like I do. I think it's very different than what I'm used to, but I think having Olivia being that playmaker for us and Marta, just all the versatility that we just talked about, I think it's helped me to grow in a different way and just be able to make a difference, the minutes that I get when I get out there. So,
Okay, stay in the front, right?
Tim Everson, Manhattan Mercury. Mark, you mentioned in your opening statement that you guys last played each other the first game of Big 12 play. Obviously, every team changes throughout the course of the season, but K-State's has been fairly noticeable. What are some of the bigger things that you've kind of picked up on that are different from when you guys last played?
A lot. First of all, they're playing 5 guards. They were playing 2 post players at a traditional 4, a traditional 5. Now they got Clausen's at the center when they go small, and then they got those 4 guards, and they got 3 kids that can really shoot it. But the journey of a season, that group is playing together really well and unselfish, and they know how to attack, and they know each other's games, and they're this tournament run. This isn't a fluke. Like, they're hard to guard and they're competitive, and so everybody over the course of the season, and coach has done a phenomenal job. But over the course of the season, you got to figure out your group. And some figure it out quicker than others. And I know they have a whole bunch of new players. And so from the outside, there's no magic wand or snap your finger and you can just make something come together. It's really hard in modern college athletics because of the turnover that happens. And so give them credit for figuring this out. But that's my main stuff. And then defensively, he's always been a great defensive coach, and they're really smart, even though they play small ball. We were able to kind of exploit that in the second half and get post touches and finish around the rim. But they're doing a great job.
Far left. Rachel.
Marta, this is for you. There was a lot of international flair out on the court today. I want to say maybe 5 different countries represented throughout the course of your career. What was that like? I know you have some shared relationships on the court.
Hi, Rachel. It's awesome. It's awesome to see people grow. I got to give a shout out to Gina. I'm very excited to see. Y'all have seen how she passes, how she reads the court. I keep telling her every time we play them, start shooting the ball a little bit more. We're in America. It's not Spain anymore. But I'm very excited to see how the game grows. I love that internationals are getting the opportunity to come here, get such good education, get to develop their English language, and then play again amongst the best. And then in this team, though, I'm super excited to see where it goes because CB, you guys saw it, like the 10 minutes she gave us, but she's gonna keep growing. Incredible IQ, incredible way to handle the ball at her size. Silva, I don't know, I've ever seen a 6'7" with a better turnaround jump shot than she does. And then we also have Sarah Portlock, which she's a redshirt this year, but man, she's big and she knows how to handle that ball. So that's gonna be extremely exciting for the game and for TCU as well.
And your dad flew in, Maxi.
Yes.
I'm saying that right, Maxi?
Yeah.
Flew in from Spain a couple nights ago. Did you know he was coming, and what's it like having him here in this environment?
Yeah, I knew. He gave me a heads up a couple days before, and then he kind of surprised me when he got here, though. But it's so exciting just to be able to share this experience with him. He's loving it. He loves the sport. He loves to support me. So I think he's having a lot of fun. And then the TCU community, again, I keep talking about them. They're so good. I mean, even Mark's parents over there, I know they run into each other at the airport, and my dad was so excited to, see a familiar face in a different country. So tremendously grateful that I get to share this with my family this awesome season.
We have time for one more. Middle left.
For Coach Campbell, when you look at your season, really the 4 losses were all one possession losses. I know the overtime game was, but that was a one possession game at the end of overtime. What did you guys learn from those losses? Because it seems like since that Colorado loss, obviously you guys haven't lost.
Yeah. We're fully aware. You're razor thin margin from being 33-0. But those losses, you need those learning experiences, growth opportunities to galvanize your group. This group is so talented collectively that you are kind of just rolling through the season, and sometimes it's hard to hold them accountable and learn from stuff as you're winning. And so the Colorado one was really painful. You lost at the last second. And this group, they deserve all the credit in the world. They're old. They're veterans. They've been doing this a long time. But for them to want to go take a step back and go, hey, we got to get better. We got to tighten up a couple things. And they've been on a heck of a run since that Colorado game. And so in the moment, it's no fun and it sucks and it's hard. But reality is we probably needed it to get to where we're at now. And that's the journey of a season. And this group has responded every single time. And so they deserve a lot of credit of being coachable and helping figure this out. And I think something that we do really well here, it's collective. Our staff, the players, it's our little village, trying to figure this thing out. And you get 7 months to get it right and to make sure this group maximizes their talent. And I think we're doing that.
Awesome. Thank you.
Hey, go Frogs. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. Are we good? Okay. 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 Yeah. Okay. All right, we're joined by Kansas State head coach Jeff Mittie, student athletes Taryn Sides and Jordan Spicer. Coach?
Not the way we wanted to come into this. I thought it was a heck of a game. We left too many points on the floor. Missed some shots that normally we make. I liked what we were doing out there. But TCU, credit to them, they've got a lot of length, so you get a little rushed around the rim. You get a little rushed when you get in the paint, and I think there was some of that to it. But proud of our group. It's been a good week. If it was a great week, we'd be playing tomorrow, but it's been a good week.
Thank you. Questions? Front row, right?
Jeff, with kind of you guys were in control defensively for a lot of the first half. What was something that they changed that kind of let them get to the rim more and score a little better?
I don't know if they changed anything. Suarez just was not guardable at times. I mean, she had a great run in there, and they continued to do some of the same things, but she made a lot of shots. She was a tough matchup. She's been a tough matchup for anybody. We knew coming in that she was a key player. And, I think that she made things tough for us, and they put us at a decision a lot. Do you come double her? Those kind of players make everybody else better. And I thought in that stretch, Suarez was excellent.
Obviously, they win the rebounding battle by quite a lot, but to have the same amount of points in the paint as them, does that kind of show the fight and resilience that they had, considering their size advantage?
Well, I give credit to our players because they were really getting into the paint off the dribble and off of a lot of our actions. So our players were doing a great job of getting to places on the floor that we talked about getting to, and that. Tim, you've watched this. I mean, you can see the development of this group, and that's been something that I've been really happy with this week of just seeing the ability to score differently. Obviously we start this tournament with a barrage of threes, but over the course of these 4 games, we have found a lot of ways to score, and so we've really grown in that area.
And then, Taryn, obviously you would want to be playing tomorrow if you could, but the experiences that you guys have had over the past 4 days, does that really kind of make kind of the seasons of highs and lows and everything, does that kind of validate all of the work and all the effort that you guys have put in over the last several months?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we want to be playing tomorrow, but I'm just proud of this group and proud of the growth they've had all year. Just wish we were playing tomorrow.
On the left, David.
You guys, for the players, you guys obviously showed energy all the way to the end. How much did fatigue factor into the game?
I think you could see at the last 2 minutes we're fighting as hard as we can, but it might have played a factor. But again, at the end of the day, we wanted to win. We were going to do whatever it took, and we just came up short.
Basically, what she said. We were trying, we were playing as hard as we could, just couldn't get it done.
Coach, what were you telling your players in some of those defensive post battles throughout the game, and would you have done anything differently?
Yeah, it's always a good question of. We tried to mix it up. We tried to bring the double team. We tried to fake the double team. They came out second half. They were really skipping it early out of there, so they were trying to get rid of the basketball before the double came. If it hadn't been for the turnovers in the first half, I don't know that we'd have been in the game because the rebound margin was double digits, but we'd only turned it over twice, but we'd gotten them to turn it over 11 or 12. So I don't usually look back a lot in the rearview mirror and have a lot of regrets as long as I feel like our players were bought into it. And I thought this group did everything they could they did everything they could within the game plan to win the game. If I picked the wrong thing and I didn't help them enough, well, then I'll go back and try to help them better next time.
And then, Jordan, can you just talk about Taryn and Tess's leadership throughout the year and just what you've seen in them?
They have a lot of leadership. It's really helped our whole team, really. They're just able to say the right things in the right moment, and it's just really encouraged all of us and helped all of us through all the ups and downs that we've gone through. And it continues, even after that loss, like Tess is in the locker room saying what we needed to hear and just to keep our heads up. So, yeah.
On the right in the aisle.
Okay. Jeff, I know you came into the week knowing you'd need to have success to continue to play beyond this week, but what do you feel about that now? Is there a season beyond this?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know all the details, but I think so. I haven't spent any time analyzing what's going on across the country. I mean, you know, Blair, we've been right into scout and everything else, so there hadn't been many moments for me to go to look at anything else. You know, my whole focus was to play one more day. But, you know, before the tournament started, I felt like that if we could play good basketball, get a couple wins, it would put us in position. Now, I did feel like that, well, let me put it this way. We've had such an interesting season in terms of we have knocked off a lot of really good teams, but then we've stubbed our toe. And some of that we've had missed players. When Nas went back to Belgium, she missed 3 games. When Tess was out for 3 games with the NCAA stuff. So every time it felt like we were starting to play really good, we would have some of that stuff. And so we're an interesting case study for anybody taking a look at our resume. I hope we're playing in the postseason. I've seen it be valuable for teams. I've seen it catapult them into the next season. You're seeing that across the country. If you go back and look at even like the WBIT a year ago and look at some of the teams that are competing to host, competing in the top 15 in the country, there's some value in it.
Jordan, you gained a lot of experience as a young player this weekend. How can that help catapult you, you know, into the future?
I think it can help a lot. I think I've gained a lot of confidence this week. And, yeah, just learning to let the game come to me more. I feel like that's really helped. And, yeah, I think that I'm going to try and carry my confidence into whatever happens next.
And Coach, Jordan gave you a spark off the bench. What are your thoughts on that?
I thought she had a great week. You know, one of the things, she's improved so much defensively. She mentioned a little bit in terms of letting the game come to her offensively. She's such an aggressive player, but you saw her score in a variety of ways. But really, she's a competitor, so she competes, and her defense has been something that if you watch her from the start of the year, she has really improved that area of the floor. So she's going to be a complete player, and a lot of people saw that this week.
Okay, right here in the front right.
We've talked a lot about the younger players like Jordan who have grown so much throughout the season, but this tournament also kind of felt like a coming out party for Nastya in a way. How can you talk about just like the steps that she's taken even recently and confidence and how much that she's kind of been your guys' main.
Yeah, I think consistency with Nas has been key. She's found the right aggressiveness, Tim, and that was, I think early in the year, she'd have one big game and one game where she wasn't very aggressive with the basketball. You know, what I've liked about her all year long is the ability defensively to move around and be able to handle different roles. But offensively, we've needed her to be more aggressive, and you've seen her really grow in that area. Probably in the last 6, 7, 8 games, we've seen a higher level of consistency there.
Okay, time for one more in the back.
Taylor Kaufman, KMBC 9. Coach, when you look back to the start of the season with this year's group, what are you most proud of, you know, as you're reflecting where you're sitting now?
Yeah, I think that when you're coaching a extremely young team, and this is the youngest team I've coached probably in my career, and you're in today's environment of instant gratification, and that's way different than it was 20 years ago. It really, 20 years ago, players understood better the process. You know, I've got one of my former players on my staff, Ebony Gillum, and Ebony won 4 championships, and she'll be glad to show you her rings because she's not shy about it. But she played 15 minutes a game as a freshman for me, and then started the last 3 and went on to play professionally overseas. And what I'm most proud of this group is that it's hard when you're a freshman and you're going through those hills and valleys and everything else out there in social media land only shows the highlight film of everybody's lives. And you're dealing with the day-to-day stuff. And this group has grown so much in that area from just competing better basketball-wise, becoming better teammates, becoming better leaders, becoming tougher players in moments of bad stretches. So I think all of those things for a coach to watch, it's why I got into the business. I liked players that grew that way. And so I'm proud of that. And I think that it's harder to do now. It's harder to do now in today's environment. But this group has really, really grown in the locker room. Because you guys all see, everybody goes, well, no, this group has gone through tough things where they didn't like each other as much as they needed to, or they weren't working together as hard as they needed to, or they weren't connected together as hard as or as good as they needed to be. So anyways, that would be my long-winded answer of this season.
All right, thank you.
All right, thanks.